So, we have in our last class discussed about fracture mechanics, started that basically, and on that what we have seen is how there is a stress distribution ahead of a crack. Okay. If we have a crack, for that crack what are the different parameters like sigma x, sigma y, sigma z, etc. Isn't it? So, what we have seen there is sigma y, say these things are a function of what? R and theta and the applied stress sigma. Okay. So, the sigma that is there is a function of the polar coordinates r, theta and the applied stress sigma. Okay. It can be written as sigma root a by 2r function of theta. Okay. So, in this we have said something like stress intensity factor, okay, and stress intensity factor based on a particular geometry, it is sigma root pi a, which we denoted as K1 for mode 1 loading. Okay. The value of this K1 may vary based on the nature of the crack which is present. Okay. That is known as the geometric factor. That means the geometry of a crack may vary, and so this value will vary, isn't it? So, those things we have seen. Earlier also we have seen another curve. Here also it is relevant that the stress distribution, say the distribution of sigma y in this manner, right? If there is a crack present here, if there is a crack present, then ahead of the crack I have the stress distribution of this kind. This is for a crack length of say A1. Okay. Crack length means whatever we are telling, this is semi crack length, right? A1 is the semi crack length, because what earlier we have seen in our discussions that this total distance is 2c. So, half of this may be c, and this c in the chapter of fracture mechanics everywhere we find in terms of a. Okay. So, this a is the semi crack length in this particular equation. Okay. So, we can write instead of sigma y here, because that may be varying, say we are writing as sigma ij. Okay. It may be sigma x, it may be sigma y for the case of plane stress, and if it is a plane strain condition, then this particular sigma x and sigma y will be having one more term which is sigma z, and sigma z equal to nu into sigma x plus sigma y. Okay. I think that you know. Sigma x, y, those terms we have written in our last class, we have seen, and sigma z, if it is there, that means if the condition is plane strain condition where the specimen is thick enough, in that I have another sigma z term, and that is equal to nu into sigma x plus sigma y. That is why we have only written two equations in our last class, sigma x and y, and you have another sigma z term which is of this nature. Okay. Anyway, so what we can see from here is, if the crack length A increases, then the distribution of y will change, sigma y, isn't it? Because it is in the numerator. So, what I will have now, the stress concentration term etc. will increase, isn't it? If the crack length increases, then the stress concentration everything will increase, and I will have another distribution of this manner, that I think you can follow. For a crack length of A2, this will be the stress distribution. Do you understand up to this or not? Okay. Any question up to this? I think it is easy to follow, है ना? Acha. After that, what we have seen in a material earlier that the stresses very near to the crack tip may go to a very high extent, like it is given in this figure, okay, and it may go up to the infinity, very high stress if the distance from the crack tip is very less. That also you can follow from here. The r is in the denominator, okay. So if the value of r is very small, then the sigma term that will be there will be very high. So this curve you see is not touching the y axis, rather it is going in this way up, okay. So this is although the elastic stress distribution, but we may have some region where there is plastically deformation is possible. Earlier we have seen that ahead of a crack tip we have considered some small tensile specimens, all of them will be trying to deform plastically, isn't it? Those things we have said. Why this is? Because of stress concentration. Stress concentration is there, so there will be increase in the stress level at the crack tip or some distance away from the crack tip. Those things we have seen. So up to some certain extent the material must be having some high stress feeling, and that may well be above the yield strength level of the material. So in a material something which is known as plastic zone will form, okay. So if there is a crack present in a material, then due to presence of the crack up to some certain distance ahead of the crack there will be some certain plastic zone, okay. Say this is the extent of plastic zone, okay. So we have to compute what is the extent of a plastic zone in a material, okay. So do you follow this basic? After that I will go for that derivation, that may be again you have to concentrate more. So before that, you please, anybody is having doubt up to this, ask me. Means why there will be formation of a plastic zone in a material? Question, pucho. Who is not understanding this? No question, or none of you listening? Bolo, Shivam, Shishodia. So you are not listening anything. What I was talking about here is about formation of a plastic zone. Why a plastic zone will form? Stress may go to a very high extent. Due to that, a plastic zone will form. Why it will go to a high extent? That we have seen a stress concentration. At this point, you must be having some idea about what is stress concentration and what is stress intensity. I think I have seen earlier also. You can see any book for the difference written in Broek or Hirschberg's, etc. Okay. Only thing is stress concentration, what I said, this is the ratio of sigma max to sigma and equal to some 2c root over a by rho, etc. Okay. And what is stress intensity? That is sigma root pi a, that we have used in this equation, sigma root a, you can say. Based on geometry, there is some certain geometric condition y, okay. So this is the stress distribution, and what we can see that as this axis we are having that sigma stress value, after some certain distance of that stress it will be above the yield strength level of the material. Do you follow this? If this is the distribution of sigma y, okay, after some certain stress, what stress you have applied, say consider this is one elastic stress you have applied, but due to presence of this notch or crack, I have stresses have risen up, okay. So after some certain distance, that will be above the yield strength level of the material, say that level is sigma ys as I have written in this, okay. If this level is sigma ys, above that elastic stress distribution must not exist, rather than that will be somewhat plastic. So, I have put here a dotted line. Okay. So, if I consider this distance as the plastic zone, say initially this diameter, okay, plastic zone diameter, this axis is r, right, r is a distance, and this diameter I have written as rp star. Okay. Say this distance I have written as rp star, and this distribution say we are considering at an angle theta equal to 0. Okay. So, the consideration is at an angle theta equal to 0 we are doing this. Please see your earlier notes that if I take theta equal to 0, then the entire equation will be of this kind, that sigma y equal to sigma root a by 2r. Okay. Function of theta will not be there, because that is 1 plus or 1 minus some cos theta sin theta term, and if I put there theta equal to 0, that term will be equal to 0. Do you follow this or not? If yes, then I can write that sigma y equal to sigma root over a by 2r. Okay. Now, when that condition of plastic zone we apply here, if I apply condition of plastic zone here, then instead of sigma y, I can write it is sigma ys, and instead of r, I can write rp star that we have considered. So, at up to that particular distance, that sigma value equal to sigma ys, and the distance r we are considering as rp star. Do you follow this? If so, then rp star equal to sigma square a by sigma y square into 2, है ना? So, this we can write or not? बोलो. Okay, so rp star can be written as sigma square a by 2 sigma y square. Okay, so that may be treated as the plastic zone size, but what happens is, in a material, as there is a plastic deformation, but earlier also we have seen that plastic deformation we can theoretically assume that there is a plastic deformation, but the entire material is not accepting that deformation, because it is a rigid solid material. So, there will be some more extent of the material which is actually contributing that load. Do you follow this? We are having some certain application of load due to presence of the crack. I have some high load generation in it, but the material should be deformed plastically, but it is not. So, that much extra load may be carried through some extra specimen length of the material. So, whatever rp star we are calculating by this way is not enough. Rather, some extra amount of the material may be there to carry that much of extra load. Okay. So, at this point what we must consider, that you can also understand that due to presence of a plastic zone in a material, material stiffness reduces. So, where from we calculate the stiffness? Stiffness is area under the elastic part of a load deformation curve. So, if this is say the load versus displacement curve, if this is the load displacement curve for a crack of length A1, and I said due to formation of a plastic zone there will be reduction in the stiffness of the material. Stiffness means what? Now, we can say it can be measured as, or we know the elastic modulus is this. So, reduction in stiffness means what? Now, I have to have some lesser slope to this, okay, lesser slope to the initial curve. So, when a lesser slope is possible? When I have a larger crack length. So, only thing is what I can assume from here is if the crack length increases, then the stiffness reduces. So, how we are correlating these things? Now, first we are telling due to presence of a plastic zone, stiffness reduces, and stiffness reduces means this is analogous to the increment of crack length. That way also we can correlate that if a material is having a larger crack, that means it is less stiffer than the material having with a small crack. So, stiffness reduces means what? Now, this curve will come down in this way. So, that way I can have idea that if the stiffness of a material reduces, that is analogous to increment in the crack length, and if crack length is increased, in this case we have to consider as if there is some extra crack length. Although we have a practical crack length of length A, but we have to consider as if the crack length is little bit larger than the crack length which is actually present. Do you have a question? Okay. So, please concentrate, this is not very easy thing. Okay. Say this is the actual crack length which is there in the material, and this is the effective crack length which is not present, but virtually we are considering due to presence of a plastic zone as if the crack length is extended. So, if it is extended, how much of length that extension is? Say this extension is delta. Okay. And this is the material. On which I have earlier calculated RP star, and I have two certain regions, say this is area A and this is area B. Okay. So, try to follow this figure. I have a crack length of this, say this is the crack length A, okay, but virtually we are considering that the crack is little longer, and that length, how much length it is, say it is delta, and that can be taken as effective crack length A effective, and effective crack length equal to A plus delta. So, if it is effective crack length A plus delta, then what will happen in the material, that this is the region which we are considering above the yield strength of the material, and if this is the region which is not having that elastic load, rather plastic load, and we are telling that this is the region which is of extended crack length, these two areas must be equal. Why? Because delta must be that much large which is actually considering the load that is cut by this. That means what? This is the elastic stress distribution now. Earlier we have the entire one, but we said due to plastic deformation this much elastic stress is not there. So, this much region is of plastically deformed region. So, to compensate that cut we have that extra crack length. So, delta or length of this extra crack length should be such that it must consider the load bearing capacity of this much length. So, if we have to do a energy balance, I can write that area under this equal to area under this part of the curve, and this is the sigma ys level. So, the area under this means what? Now, area B must be equal to area A for load balance and area B equal to sigma ys into delta equal to the total area under the curve minus sigma ys into, that is total area minus this much area will give you the area A. Okay. So, the area under A, that means what, which is now away or out of the elastic stress distribution, that area must be compensated by the virtual crack length that we have considered here, which is area B. So, these two if we have to equate, then for area A I have to have total area under that curved portion this much minus that area compensated by this region. Okay. So, I will have what is the total area then? Total area equal to integration 0 to Rp star, then sigma root A plus delta by root over 2r, that is sigma root pi a by root over 2 pi r, pi we are not writing, cancelled out. So, it will be sigma root A plus delta divided by root over 2r, this part, okay, minus this sigma ys into Rp star. Now, you take this Rp star here in this side, do this integration, tell me the result, do it. Those who are not getting interest that this part is not a critical one, do it. Take this part here, rearrange sigma ys into delta plus Rp star, right side it will be 0 to Rp star, sigma root A plus delta by 2r, obviously dr you write, right, for the integration dr. So, that you do, what you will get, r to the power minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1, minus half plus 1 divided by minus half plus 1, that means root over, do this, if you do this 1 by root over r, 1 by root over r, what it will give, r to the power minus half plus 1 by minus half plus 1. So, that is at the top 2. So, it will be sigma root 2 a plus delta, naki, sigma root 2 a plus delta into Rp star that will be the integration sigma root 2 r a plus delta into Rp star. Okay. Up to this try to follow. Yes. You did not know. The question is why should area B equal to area A? That is what I said. You see, the area A means what? This is the region which we are considering plastically deformed. Okay? And for that the stress level at that region is more than the elastic. Okay? But how much load we are cutting by that? For that, how much load the material is taking in this region? For that, what we have considered, some virtual crack length is there in the material, but that material is not having actually that much crack. Okay. So, delta, this length of the virtual crack length should be such high or such length, it will be such a length that this much region consideration for load carrying will be equal to this much load consideration for the elastic part, because we are considering some certain length in the specimen, we are considering, which is actually helping us for this much plastic deformation to take. considering that that much crack is there in the material. Okay. So, that is the reason why we are taking that area equal to the area B. Do you follow or not? Who is having question, please ask me. I have a certain elastic stress distribution. Yes, this is not very easy to follow, but please try to concentrate on this. Otherwise, by reading the book or following this lecture later, you may not follow it. I have the elastic stress distribution in this manner, and then on that we said due to plastic deformation, I have some region which is not at all elastic. So, some certain region will have under plastic zone, but then again we said that surrounding material won't allow that plastic deformation. So, some region I have to consider which is actually having this thing, that this area cutting, how much is area cutting, and that much is compensated by the rest of the material which is although not having a crack, but we are considering a crack is present. Why then we are thinking that that is a crack is present? That is tricky thing. The trick is due to presence of a plastic zone, material stiffness reduces, and that stiffness reduction we try to correlate with crack length. If crack length of certain length is there, then this is the curve, load versus displacement curve. Now, if a crack length of say higher, here you can write A1 less than A2. Okay. If a crack length which is higher, for that the stiffness is low. Very simple, again that is to follow, because if I have a crack on this of this much length, small length, it will take some certain load. If the crack is bigger, then it will take less load to fracture. Okay, that is the thing why if you have a bigger crack length, you will have lower stiffness. So, here we are seeing big crack length means lower stiffness, here we are seeing that presence of a plastic zone means lower stiffness. So, we are correlating these two as if the crack length which is actually present, there is another crack which is somewhat of larger length. Okay, that we are trying to have here. So, we have that idea of virtual crack length. Virtual crack length of how much? Now, as if this delta is the extra crack length, and how much extra we are considering, that must be equal to that we are cutting from the region which we are telling that above plastically deformed zone is there. So, delta is that, and that area is equal to that area. These two energy we have to balance. Okay. So, for energy balance what we have, now earlier we have seen that this is the level of sigma ys. So, sigma ys this length into delta this length will be equal to area here. So, what is that area? Now, area A is area under the entire curve minus area of this part. So, area under entire curve is integration of that particular curve equation up to this limit 0 to rp star, and after that I have to subtract that region which is not in area A. Okay, so, that is put here, and then this just rearranging has been done, and if you do the integration you will get this type of an equation. After that what I can do is, yes, here again we are doing one assumption, that assumption is delta compared to the crack length we are just neglecting for this equation. So, if I not use delta here, as A is very greater than delta, I can write sigma, or you square it, sigma ys square into delta plus rp star equal to sigma square into 2a rp star, naki? Yes, 2a rp star. As A is very greater than delta, so in this case we are taking a small assumption that instead of A plus delta we are writing only A, and then we are squaring both sides. So, sigma ys square into delta plus rp star whole square. We do this whole square equal to sigma square 2a rp star, naki? Yes, ऐसे ही होगा तो. Okay. So, this sigma ys square you take here in this side. So, what it will be then? or from here you can see sigma square into A. Earlier what we have computed, you can see from your notebook, Rp star earlier we have computed that Rp star equal to sigma square A by 2 sigma y square. Just we have done that. So what I can write from here is delta plus Rp star whole square equal to sigma square A 2 Rp star by sigma y square है ना, and this sigma square A by sigma y square equal to 2 Rp star. Earlier you have done it in your notebook, you see. So sigma square A by sigma y square will give you 2 Rp star. So delta this is equal to 2 Rp star plus Rp star whole square equal to actually 4 Rp star square, that means 2 Rp star whole square, 2 Rp star whole square. Therefore, delta plus Rp star equal to 2 Rp star so Rp star equal to delta. Okay, that means what? That means the extra crack length delta that we have considered equal to another Rp star, or we can say that the actual crack length, that means actual plastic zone size, that is delta plus Rp star. Instead of delta I can write Rp star. So Rp, which is the actual plastic zone size of a material, equal to 2 Rp star. Okay, the plastic zone size Rp equal to 2 Rp star. Okay, that indicates Rp is the radius of plastic zone. The very first figure that I have drawn, where you have taken Rp star as the diameter. Okay, so I can write that Rp is the radius of plastic zone. Rest of the equation is same. Radius of plastic zone and rest of the equation is same, 1 by 2 pi sigma square into A by sigma, sorry pi को हटा दो, 1 by 2 sigma square into A by sigma ys square.